Hi, my name is Isabella Monroe, and there's a secret I've been hiding for 8 long years until the very day he was about to walk down the aisle with another woman when the truth exploded. I still remember that moment. Nathaniel looked straight into his fiance's eyes and said, "There won't be a wedding? Not when that little girl is my daughter?" In that instant, our entire world collapsed and a new battle began. Before I share the rest of my story, let me know where you're watching from in the comments. And if you've ever fought through hardship for your family, hit like and subscribe. Trust me, you'll want to hear what happens next. The invitation arrived on a Tuesday. Cream-colored cardstock, gold embossing, the kind of wedding invitation that whispered money before you even opened it. My hands trembled as I read the names. Asterisk, Nathaniel Carter, and Charlotte Hayes request the honor of your presence. 8 years. 8 years since I'd heard his name spoken aloud, and here it was, elegant script on expensive paper, sitting on my kitchen counter between Lily's cereal bowl and my cold coffee. "Mommy, why are you crying?" Lily's voice pulled me back. My 7-year-old daughter stood in the doorway, backpack sliding off one shoulder, those gray-blue eyes, his eyes, studying me with concern. "I'm not crying, baby." I wiped my face quickly. "Just allergies." She didn't buy it. Lily never bought my excuses. Too smart for her own good, my girl. Too much like her father. I should have thrown the invitation away. Should have lit it on fire and scattered the ashes. Instead, I found myself in my car 3 weeks later, Lily buckled in the back seat, driving toward the Ocean View Resort, where Nathaniel Carter, now CEO of Carolina Medical Systems, would marry Charlotte Hayes, daughter of Senator Hayes and heir to half of Charleston's real estate. "Where are we going, Mommy?" Lily asked for the 3rd time. "To see some old friends," I lied, adjusting my rearview mirror. The simple navy dress I'd chosen suddenly felt cheap. Everything about me felt cheap heading into their world. The resort sprawled before us like something from a movie. White columns, manicured gardens, the Atlantic Ocean glittering beyond. Lily pressed her face against the window, mouth open. "It's like a castle." My stomach churned. What was I doing? What kind of mother brings her daughter to... "Isabella?" I froze. That voice, even after 8 years, still made my heart stutter. I turned slowly, and there he was. Nathaniel Carter, in a perfect black tuxedo, looking like he'd stepped out of every dream I'd tried to forget. Time had been generous to him. A few lines around his eyes, silver threading through his dark hair at the temples, but still devastatingly handsome. Nate. The nickname slipped out before I could stop it. His eyes swept over me, then dropped to Lily. She was hiding behind my leg, suddenly shy, but peering out with curious eyes. Those unmistakably Carter eyes. "And who's this?" His voice caught slightly. Before I could answer, before I could make up some lie or excuse, Lily stepped forward with that burst of confidence children sometimes have at the worst possible moments. "I'm Lily Monroe," she announced. Then, tilting her head the way she did when puzzling something out, she added, "Mommy, is that really my daddy?" The champagne glass in Nathaniel's hand shattered on the marble floor. The silence that followed could have swallowed oceans. Guests turned, conversations halted, and somewhere a violin stopped mid-note. Nathaniel's face had drained of color, his eyes locked on Lily's face, studying, calculating, seeing what I'd seen every day for 7 years. "Inside. Now." He grabbed my elbow, not roughly, but firmly, steering us away from the gathering crowd. A staff member appeared to clean the glass, and the wedding coordinator, a woman with a clipboard and a panicked expression, tried to intercept us. "Mr. Carter, the ceremony." 5 minutes, he said, his CEO voice cutting through her protests. He guided us to a small parlor off the main ballroom. Lily clung to my hand, confused by the sudden tension. I should have prepared her, should have explained, should have done so many things differently. The door clicked shut and Nathaniel turned on me. "Explain." "There's nothing to..." "Don't." His voice was raw. "Don't you dare. She has my eyes, my mother's nose. She even stands like..." He stopped, running a hand through his hair. "How old is she?" 7.5, Lily supplied helpfully. "My birthday's in October 15th. Mommy says I was early because I was excited to meet the world." The math was easy. Nathaniel had always been quick with numbers. I watched him count backward, watched realization dawn like a storm breaking. "The conference in Atlanta," he whispered. 2 weeks before the photo, before everything shattered. "It wasn't what you thought," I said quietly. "That picture? The picture of you with another man? The one where you were laughing, touching his arm, looking at him like..." He stopped, glancing at Lily, suddenly aware of small ears listening. He was a colleague. Marcus. Gay, actually. His partner had just proposed, and he was showing me the ring. The photographer caught a moment that looked like something it wasn't. "You never said... You never let me..." The words exploded out of me, 7 years of hurt and frustration breaking free. "You saw that photo and decided I was guilty. You blocked my calls, had your secretary screen your emails. You vanished, Nate. You just... vanished." Lily tugged my dress. "Mommy, why are you upset?" Before I could answer, the door burst open. Charlotte stood there in her wedding dress, a confection of silk and diamonds that probably cost more than my yearly salary. Her perfectly made-up face surveyed the scene with the calculating look of someone who'd grown up in politics. "Nathaniel, what is this?" Her voice was ice-wrapped in southern honey. Then her eyes fell on Lily, and I saw the exact moment she understood. The resemblance was too strong to deny. "Charlotte," Nathaniel started. "No." She held up a manicured hand, diamonds catching the light. "We are not doing this now. You have 200 guests waiting. Whatever this is," she gestured at Lily and me like we were something unpleasant she'd discovered, "can wait until after. Actually, it can't." I found my voice, found the mama bear strength that had carried me through 7 years of single parenthood. "My daughter is sick. She needs—" "Your daughter?" Charlotte's laugh was sharp as broken crystal. "That's Rich. Shows up at the wedding with a child and claims—" "She's mine." Nathaniel's quiet words cut through her tirade. "Look at her, Charlotte. She's mine." The silence that followed was different from before. This was the silence of a world reshaping itself, of carefully laid plans crumbling to dust. Charlotte's face transformed from disbelief to rage to something colder calculation. I'd seen that look before, in courtrooms and custody battles I'd covered as a reporter before Lily was born. It was the look of someone deciding how to minimize damage. "We'll discuss this after the ceremony," she said, voice steady now. "Nathaniel, our guests—" "There isn't going to be a ceremony," he said quietly. "Excuse me? I can't marry you. Not now, not with—" He looked at Lily again, and something in his expression broke my heart all over again. Wonder, regret, love already taking root despite the shock. "Mommy, I need to use the bathroom," Lily whispered, the tension finally getting to her. "Down the hall, second door on the right," Charlotte said automatically, then caught herself as if being helpful to my daughter was betraying some principle. After Lily left, I forced myself to meet Charlotte's glare. "I didn't come here to ruin anything. She's sick, Charlotte. My daughter is sick." "How convenient," she sneered. "Show up with a sob story and a child who happens to look—" "Diamond black fan anemia," I interrupted. "It's a rare blood disorder. Her bone marrow doesn't produce enough red blood cells. She needs transfusions every 3 weeks just to function. The doctors say her best chance is a bone marrow transplant from a biological relative." The medical terms felt heavy in my mouth. I learned them all, researched until my eyes burned, hoping for some miracle cure that didn't involve finding the man who'd broken my heart. Nathaniel sank into a chair. "How long has she—" "Diagnosed at 3. We've managed with transfusions, but Dr. Patel says she needs a transplant before she hits puberty. The complications increase after that." I pulled out my phone, showing him the folder I'd titled Lily Medical. "I have all her records, every test, every treatment. I'm not lying, Nate. I wouldn't use her like that." Charlotte grabbed the phone, scrolling through with the efficiency of someone used to processing information quickly. Her father's daughter, trained to spot frauds and opportunists. I watched her face change as she read, the hostility fracturing slightly. "These are from Charleston Children's Hospital," she murmured. "Dr. Patel he's the best pediatric hematologist in the state." "I know," I said simply. "I clean houses on weekends to afford him." The bathroom door opened and Lily returned, immediately sensing the charged atmosphere. She came to my side, slipping her small hand into mine. "There are people coming," she announced. "Lots of people in fancy clothes. They look confused." Indeed, through the parlor's glass doors, I could see wedding guests milling about, the coordinator frantically trying to maintain order. Charlotte straightened her dress, lifted her chin. "I'll handle the guests. Nathaniel, you have 1 hour to sort this out. 1 hour, and then we're leaving for our honeymoon as planned, and this situation will be handled by lawyers." She swept out, every inch the senator's daughter. I heard her voice in the distance, something about a minor medical emergency and slight delay. Nathaniel stared at Lily like she might disappear. May I talk to her?" "Lily," I said gently. "This is Nathaniel. I couldn't say it. Couldn't just announce, 'Here's your father,' like it was nothing." But Lily stepped forward. "Are you really my daddy? Mommy doesn't have pictures of my daddy, but you have the same eyes as me." Nathaniel knelt to her level, tears threatening. "Yes, sweetheart, I think I am." The drive to Charleston Children's Hospital felt surreal. Nathaniel had insisted on coming immediately, leaving behind 200 confused guests and a furious Charlotte. He'd shed his tuxedo jacket and bow tie, looking more like the man I'd fallen in love with. Lily sat between us in his Mercedes, chattering about her favorite books. Her best friend Emma, the cat she wanted but couldn't have because of her weak immune system. Nathaniel hung on every word, occasionally glancing at me with shell-shocked eyes. "She's brilliant," he murmured when Lily paused to look out the window. "Gets it from her father," I admitted, earning a sad smile. Dr. Patel met us in his office, walls covered with children's drawings from grateful patients. His kind eyes behind wire-rimmed glasses had seen us through 4 years of treatments. "Miss Monroe, this is unexpected." He glanced at Nathaniel with professional curiosity. "Dr. Patel, this is Nathaniel Carter, Lily's father." The word still felt foreign. Dr. Patel's eyebrows rose slightly, but he recovered quickly. "Mr. Carter, well, this is fortunate timing. As I've explained to Miss Monroe, Lily's best option for a cure is a bone marrow transplant from a compatible donor. Biological parents have a 50% chance of being a half match, which can work with proper protocols. Whatever she needs, Nathaniel said immediately. Whatever it takes. It's not about money, Dr. Patel interrupted gently. It's about biological compatibility. We'll need to run a complete HLA typing panel. The results take about a week. That night, in my small apartment, Nathaniel sat at my scarred kitchen table, looking completely out of place and utterly determined to stay. Charlotte had called 17 times. He'd ignored them all. Tell me everything, he said. From the beginning, please. So I did. The positive pregnancy test 2 weeks after he disappeared. The months of trying to reach him, blocked at every turn. His secretary saying he'd given strict instructions. His family lawyer sending a cease and desist when I tried to contact his mother. I didn't know, he kept saying. Bella, I swear I didn't know. I thought that photo, I was so sure you betrayed me. One photo, Nate. You threw away 3 years for one photo? I was an idiot. My father had just died. The company was in chaos. When I saw that photo, it was like everything was falling apart at once. I couldn't handle losing you too, so I just cut it all away. A week later, Dr. Patel delivered news that shattered our fragile hope. I'm sorry, Mr. Carter. You're not a compatible match. Nathaniel's face crumpled. He'd spent the week learning everything about diamond black fan anemia, joining online parent groups, ordering medical textbooks. The determination that built his company was now focused entirely on saving Lily. What about other relatives? He asked desperately. My mother? Any blood relative could potentially match, Dr. Patel confirmed. Siblings have the highest probability at 25% for a perfect match. I have a brother, Nathaniel said quietly. Half-brother. We're not close. That was an understatement. I'd learned about Ethan Carter during our relationship, the family black sheep, Nathaniel's father's son from his first marriage. Wild, unreliable, a source of constant embarrassment to the Carter name. 2 days later, Ethan Carter walked into our lives like a hurricane. Where Nathaniel was pressed suits and careful control, Ethan was worn jeans and barely contained energy. Tattoos peeked from under his t-shirt sleeves. He hadn't shaved in days. So, he said, sprawling in Dr. Patel's waiting room chair, my perfect brother needs something from me. Hell must be frozen. Ethan, Nathaniel started. Save it. Ethan's eyes found me, and something flickered across his face. You must be the famous Isabella, the one who got away. We've never met? No, but I heard stories. Nate was wrecked after you left. Wouldn't shut up about you for months. He studied me with uncomfortable intensity. Though he left out the part about you being pregnant. He didn't know, I said defensively. Yeah, well, there's a lot my brother doesn't know. Ethan stood abruptly. Where's the kid? I led him to the playroom where Lily was building with blocks, a mask over her face to protect her compromised immune system. She looked up as we entered. Lily, this is your Uncle Ethan. Ethan froze in the doorway. Whatever he'd expected, it wasn't the fragile little girl who waved at him with purple-painted fingernails. Hi, Uncle Ethan. Do you like castles? I'm building one for my dragon family. Something shifted in Ethan's face. He moved into the room slowly, like approaching a spooked animal, and folded his long frame onto the floor beside her. Dragons need castles, he agreed seriously. Can I help? For an hour, I watched the self-proclaimed family screw-up carefully help my daughter build her dragon castle. He made up stories for each dragon, giving them ridiculous names that made Lily giggle. When she got tired, she always got tired too quickly. He simply adjusted his position so she could lean against him while continuing to build. I'll do it, he said suddenly, looking at me. Whatever she needs, I'll do it. The testing began immediately. While we waited for results, Ethan became a fixture in our lives, showing up with gifts and spending hours with Lily. One afternoon, he dropped a bomb. I took that photo, 8 years ago, drunk, being an ass, saw you with that guy at the conference. Thought it looked funny out of context. Sent it to Nate as a joke. My world tilted. You destroyed our lives with a drunken joke? I've destroyed a lot of lives with drunken jokes, he said quietly. But this one I might actually be able to fix. The story broke in the Charleston Post the next morning. Wedding scandal. Carter heir's secret love child revealed. Someone had snapped photos of us at the hospital. Lily's face was blurred, but mine wasn't. Neither was Nathaniel's. By noon, Charlotte had launched her counterattack. Isabella Monroe is a calculating opportunist who has fabricated a child's illness to extort money from the Carter family, she told Channel 9 News, perfectly coiffed despite her devastating betrayal. The comments online were brutal. Suddenly, everyone had an opinion about my life, my choices, my daughter. Teachers at my school whispered in hallways. Parents pulled their children from my English class. Then came the custody papers. She's suing for emotional distress, Nathaniel explained, looking haggard, and suggesting that you're an unfit mother who's been hiding Lily from her rightful family. Ethan, surprisingly, became our fiercest defender. When a photographer got too close to Lily at the hospital, Ethan accidentally knocked into him, sending his camera into a fountain. When Charlotte gave another interview calling me a gold digger, Ethan posted old family videos showing Charlotte drunkenly admitting she was only marrying Nathaniel for the merger it would create between their families. The test results came on a Thursday. Dr. Patel's face gave it away before he spoke. It's a match. Not perfect, but close enough. We can proceed with the transplant. I collapsed into tears. Lily, not understanding but sensing the emotion, patted my face. Don't cry, Mommy. I'm going to be okay now. That evening, as we celebrated quietly in my apartment, Chinese takeout and juice boxes, Lily's favorite, the doorbell rang. 2 police officers stood outside. Isabella Monroe, we have a warrant to search the premises. There's been an allegation of medical fraud and child endangerment. Behind them, Charlotte's lawyer smiled. Mommy? Lily's scared voice broke through my shock. It's okay, baby, I lied, pulling her close as strangers invaded our home. The search found nothing because there was nothing to find, but Charlotte's message was clear. She could make our lives hell. Fight back, Ethan urged. Air their dirty laundry too. But I was tired. Bone deep, soul-weary tired. Lily needed the transplant in 3 weeks. She needed peace and healing, not a bitter public battle. There's another way, Nathaniel said quietly. We were in his office at Carolina Medical Systems, a gleaming space high above the city. The Carter Foundation Gala is tomorrow night. Every major family in Charleston will be there. Media too. Come, tell your story. Show them who you really are. I'll be announcing my divorce, he continued. Charlotte's already been served. My lawyers found interesting discrepancies in her father's campaign finances. The next night, I walked into the historic Charleston Hotel wearing my only good dress. Whispers followed me like smoke, but I held my head high, thinking of Lily. During his speech about the Foundation's mission to help sick children, Nathaniel gripped the podium and deviated from script. Many of you have heard rumors about my personal life recently. I want to address them directly. 8 years ago, I lost the love of my life because I was too proud to listen, too stupid to trust. That woman, Isabella Monroe, is here tonight. A spotlight found me. She's here because our daughter needs a bone marrow transplant. For 7 years, Bella raised Lily alone, never asking for help, never seeking money, just loving our little girl through every hospital visit, every sleepless night, every fear. Charlotte stood abruptly. How dare you? Sit down, Charlotte. You wanted the truth public? Let's make it public. You hired photographers to stalk a sick child. You tried to have her mother arrested on false charges. You turned a medical crisis into a media circus. It's truth, Ethan said, stepping into the spotlight with me. And here's another truth. I'm the compatible donor. The family disappointment is going to save his niece's life. Someone started clapping. Then another. Soon, half the room was applauding, while Charlotte stood rigid with rage. You'll regret this, she told Nathaniel. No, he said simply. My only regret is the 8 years I missed. Charlotte swept out, her parents trailing behind. The senator looked back once with something unexpected in his eyes. Relief? The transplant was scheduled for spring, when the azaleas would be blooming. Ethan went through the preparation like a man on a mission, following every medical instruction. The morning of the procedure, our small waiting room was crowded. My parents had driven down from Virginia. Nathaniel's mother Elizabeth sat primly in the corner. She defied family pressure to be here. It's a simple procedure, Dr. Patel assured us again. But nothing about this journey had been simple. In pre-op, Lily was brave. I'm not scared. Uncle Ethan said being brave is better than being scared. Will you both be here when I wake up? She asked. Right here, I promised. Both of us. The hours stretched endlessly. Ethan came out first, groggy but grinning. Lily's part took longer. The marrow had to drip slowly into her system, find its way to her bones, convince her body to accept this gift. Charlotte appeared carrying an envelope. I'm dropping the lawsuits. My father made me. Turns out attacking sick children is bad for re-election campaigns. She handed me the envelope. Nathaniel kept pictures of you. All of them. I thought you might want them. I hope she's okay, Charlotte added quietly before leaving. I never wanted her hurt. Dr. Patel emerged at sunset. The transplant is complete. Now we wait. Those weeks blurred together. Lily battled fever, nausea, exhaustion. But slowly, her blood counts began to rise. Her body accepted Ethan's gift, began producing its own healthy cells. Look, Mommy, she said one morning. My nails aren't blue anymore. Such a small thing. Such an enormous victory. 6 months later, the azaleas were blooming again. Lily raced through Elizabeth's garden while Ethan chased her with theatrical roars. She could run now without getting winded. Nathaniel sat beside me on the porch swing, close but not presuming. We were taking things slowly, rebuilding trust brick by brick. He pulled out a velvet box, the ring he'd bought 8 years ago. I'm not proposing yet, but when you're ready, if you're ever ready. Ask me again when Lily's 10, I said softly. When we know she's truly okay. Lily ran up, Ethan collapsing behind her in mock exhaustion. Mommy, Daddy, Uncle Ethan says I'm too fast now. Are you happy, Mommy? She asked, climbing into my lap. I looked at my healthy daughter, at Nathaniel, who'd learned that love meant showing up, at Ethan, who'd found purpose, at Elizabeth, who chose love over expectations. Yes, baby, I'm happy. The sun set over Charleston, painting the sky in hope. The vows we never kept had led us here, to promises we could actually fulfill, to show up, to try, to love past the fear. It wasn't a fairy tale ending. It was better. It was real.